What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the top 10 very best small towns in America. This should be good.
It should be good. I'm interested.
Already looks beautiful going up there.
It does, yeah.
And as long as there isn't anything crazy going on from like previous reactions we've seen with small towns.
Yeah.
I like a small town.
Creepiness.
Yeah, as long as people aren't leaving it, it's getting numbers, it's creepy. I like a small town. It's quite quaint. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Happy. I like that.
A bit like Jersey.
A bit like Jersey. I think these will be potentially smaller. I don't know. Maybe they'll be bigger.
The towns, aren't they? But potentially.
Yeah, the towns. So smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button and let us know your favourite town in America. It doesn't have to be small. I just want to know your favourite town, whether it's for visiting, living, whatever you want. Whatever comes to mind when I say that, put it in the comments below. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get into it. The top 10 very best small towns in America. What we got?
Hey, welcome back everyone. It's time for another list. Today I thought we would go small, really small. We're going to take a look at 10 of the best, very small towns with a population of under 1,000. You know, the real
extremely small. We said Jersey, which is 100.
Yeah.
Which is obviously small for an island, I
Yeah.
guess. Under 1,000.
1,000, okay.
Wow.
America. This is where you find the roots and the history of this great country, on the back roads and the blue highways. Now, there's no real way statistically or with reports to figure out which one goes where and which are the best. A few I've been to, a few I've read about, and a few I know people that are from that town, or at least from the area. So here's my top 10 best really small towns in America. Number 10, Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Thomas Jefferson visited Harper's Ferry in 1783 and said it to be perhaps one of the most stupendous scenes in nature. Other than the fact the word stupendous has always sounded made up to me, this West Virginia town is surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains and is where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers meet. It has such natural beauty that most of the town is now part of the National Park Service.
Which song?
West Virginia song.
Oh, is it a West Virginia song? Is it? There you go. I didn't know that.
I love that.
I just know the chorus.
This place is breathtaking. They only have about 300 residents, all of which have seemed to have avoided the overuse of painkillers. Good job, Harper's Ferry.
That was so random. I didn't get that.
Number 9, Wallace, Idaho. Wallace is a small town in the Panhandle section of Idaho. They hold the distinction of being the only city in Idaho to vote for Hillary Clinton in the last election. I'm totally kidding. I looked up the voting stats, and from what I gather, it may actually be illegal to vote Democrat in this town, which is fine. Wallace was founded in 1884 and hasn't gotten much bigger since then, and that's what makes this place beautiful. They only have about 750 residents, and from what I've experienced, they all seem to be very kind and down-to-earth people. What makes this place even more amazing is the scenery around Wallace.
It looks beautiful
It's
again.
the type of landscape that makes you want to go sit up on a hillside and just watch the world for a bit. If you do go to Wallace, try the City Limits pub. Tell them Big Jim and the Twins sent you. Just kidding, don't tell them that. That's just something I told the bartender when I was drunk there like 2 years ago. Number 8, Macanda, Illinois. Macanda is a town in Jackson County, Illinois. This one is actually considered a village, but we're going to call it a town. The community of Macanda began with the building of a boarding house and construction camp for the Illinois Central Railroad back in the day. And we all know what happens when a small town has a train going through it. That's right, a hobo problem. One time they had this hobo making his way through town. The sheriff tried to usher him out of town. Well, it turns out the hobo was a Vietnam vet and didn't take kindly to this, so he beat up a bunch of the sheriffs, stole a motorcycle, went into the woods, and at some point got a hold of a rocket launcher.
Okay, well,
What?
Forget that. That never happened. That was actually, I think, the plot of the first Rambo movie. But
I was going to say, like...
That was so random.
It's so random. I guess it just makes sense, though, if there's a rail track, because maybe they hop on the rail track to find something new, end up there,
Yeah,
I guess.
potentially.
And then I suppose there's so less people
Yeah.
there, you're more likely to stay. I don't know.
That was
Less
so
people to
random.
try and kick you out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
That were random. That story I've still got in my head, like,
Yeah,
what?
I'm still like, what?
But again, all these have been absolutely beautiful.
They have.
Stunning. So these places I'd happily live in.
Yeah.
anyway, they did have big crowds during last summer's eclipse, which that was kind of cool. And this place was like dead center for the eclipse. If you weren't in Oregon, this was one of the places right along the line. It started in Oregon in the United States and went down through Illinois and a bunch of it was really cool. The town has a population of about 550 people.
That's hardly
And they
anyone.
have several weird festivals every year, including one that celebrates turkey vultures.
Oh.
Turkey vultures. But hey, it's a really nice town.
How can you say that after that?
Number 7. Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Bell Buckle is a town in Bedford County, Tennessee. Bell Buckle downtown is listed in the National Register as a historic location. The town was settled in the early 1800s and became incorporated in
I don't know why. That gives me proper like Southern American
I was
vibes.
just thinking that in my head.
It
I was
really
like,
does.
So that actually gives me like Texas kind of vibes.
It does, just from the movies and stuff like that, does it? Which is awesome, by the way. I love it.
1950, due in part to becoming a rail hub between Chattanooga and Nashville. Since this place has been around a while, it has some historic things here. There's actually even a bandstand in the middle of town, so you can go there and play music, like some 1950s musical.
Awesome.
This place is an antique lover's heaven, and everyone loves to watch the train roll by. Like, they've got to have something else to do, but this seems to be something that people like to sit and watch. Not into trains, but I know there are some of you out there that love trains. This may be the place for you. Oh, and they have a moon pie and RC Cola festival. I didn't even know RC Cola was around anymore. That's cool. Don't bring your kids. There's too many antiques. They get in the way. But it's definitely a place to visit. And I love kids. Just don't bring them. They're going to break some shit. Number 6. Union, Connecticut. Union is a town of just under 700 residents, and a few ghostly ones too. That's according to legend. The town's graveyard is supposedly haunted by a number of spirits that draws a modest amount of ghost tourism.
Yes,
Union is also home of Traveler Food and Books, a restaurant that gives patrons free books with their meals. With over 40,000 acres of forest land in and around the town, and a major interstate going through it, Union is known for outdoor recreation. Things like hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, and apparently fornicating in the woods. That last one is some information I got from a guy that grew up in the area. He said that's what you did during the summer. I'm going camping with my friends. And then some girl would say, I'm going camping with my friends. And they'd all go camping because everyone does this around here. Then you end up having sex in the woods just outside of Union, Connecticut. Good times.
There you
Moving
go.
on.
I think for that one, though, ghosts and in a forest. Nah.
Can't.
Other than that, I can do it. You know what I mean? That's 2 red flags, isn't it?
From the movies, anyway.
Yeah.
Number 5. Cottonwood Falls, Kansas. Cottonwood Falls is the largest city in Chase County, Kansas. As of the 2010 census, the city's population was only 903 people. Now, that's the largest city in Chase County. I guess not many people want to live in Chase County.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind. I like it. Mainly because Comcast isn't in Chase County, and that's a good thing. Now, not a lot of people associate the prairie or grassland with nature hikes, or nature for that matter. Most of us see it as a place you farm. Oh, you're right, but you're also a little bit wrong. The prairie and grasslands are naturally beautiful. Now check out Chase State Fishing Lake if you go there. This place is beautiful. Creeks that are just trickling into the lake, geese,
That's nice,
ducks, whatever. This town is what we thought this whole country was going to be after World War II. This place is straight out of the Andy Griffith Show. This is the Google Street View from the courthouse down Broadway, which is the main commercial street in Cottonwood Falls. Now, here's the other direction, and that's the courthouse. America.
That's legit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Number 4. Augusta, Montana. With under 400 year-round residents, Augusta is almost like stepping back into the Old West. Known as the last original cow town in the West, this is a tiny community full of farmers, ranchers, nature types, friendly people, and a few city slickers that nobody likes. Well, I don't really know if that's true, but it sounds like it should be. This is like an Old West
He
town.
loves adding all his little
You just adding
comments
stories
in.
that might not be true.
It's so random, and then just offensive ones is like, yeah, no, I just made that bit up. At least it's honest.
Town with cars. If you like a town with that whole Western flavor, try Augusta. In Augusta, you have access to 1 million acres of unspoiled, rugged, high country land.
Ooh.
There are 10 lakes ranging from 6 to 25 miles away from town. Great fishing streams. I did notice in the news of Augusta that they had a lot of hunting and fishing related crimes, and a strange number of men named Clem for some reason. Clem. That's a weird name. Clem.
So random. What?
Clem. Moving on.
Poor Clem. If you're called Clem, I like your name. You know what I mean? Poor Clem.
Number 3. Phoenicia, New York. Phoenicia is a town in Ulster County, New York, with only about 300 residents. Now, when you go to Phoenicia, which is spelt with a PH, not an F, you will think that they have closer to 1,000 with the amount of tourists they get year-round.
Oh, wow.
A creek runs through the south end of town and is thick with rainbow trout.
Nice house.
And during the summer, it's thick with drunk college people tubing down the creek. Now, this is what's really cool. The library in Phoenicia, this isn't really cool, but it ends up kind of cool. The library in Phoenicia burned down. And suddenly there were books everywhere. Not from the fire, but from boxes and boxes of donations to replace what was lost. Residents can now check out books again in their temporary library. And they can also check out fishing poles from the library and use it in the creek. I think that's really neat. That is like the best in small town America right there.
That does look fun though, doesn't it?
Number 2, Cedar Key, Florida. Cedar Key is a city in Levy County, Florida. The population was 702 in the 2010 census. Not a lot of people there. The Cedar Keys are a cluster of islands near the mainland. It's north of Tampa, unlike all the other keys in Florida, which kind of makes it kind of a cool place. This place is really underdeveloped for what it is. Despite its prime location on the Gulf of Mexico, Cedar Key has escaped developers. It doesn't really have enough beach to attract any kind of resort type thing. And I get the feeling that type of thing will never happen. It feels like an old fishing village from some Humphrey Bogart movie back in the 50s. People always say Cedar Key is like Key West was 30 years ago. What I like here is the lack of commercial property in the Keys. It's mostly people just living their life. And it's a far stretch from a tourist location. It's more like a unique place to live. Now, I've been here. I ended up there by mistake. I was dating a girl from Bronson, Florida, which is down the road from there. I drove down from Fort Benning to meet her family. Yes, she was that hot. I drove from Fort Benning to the middle of Florida to meet a girl's parents. And
I do that for you, babe. Every single day.
Thanks.
I'm just getting the good books. It's actually Christmas in 9 minutes.
It is Christmas.
It's 9 minutes to midnight because we're pre-recording, so almost Merry Christmas time.
Down there, I turned right instead of left on the 24 and ended up in Cedar instead of Bronson. I called her, she said that her parents were being dicks and told me, I'm coming to you. And we spent the weekend there, and it was really nice. I think it was nicer for me because we didn't talk much after that and quit returning my phone calls. Maybe I'm not as magical as I thought I was. I don't know. She was a nice girl, though. She was really hot. Really good-looking girl.
Wow. I mean, it did look nice, to be fair.
It did.
No tourists. If you're just living on that, it's nice. It did look like it needed a little bit of work with the piers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're just living there, who cares?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Awesome.
And number 1, Leapers Fork, Tennessee. Leapers Fork is a rural town in Williamson County, Tennessee, and it has a population of about 650 people. This place ain't big, but it is big in history. It's along the old Natchez Trace, which is a trail used by Native Americans and settlers that traveled from Tennessee to Natchez, Mississippi, which is right near the border of Louisiana. Well, not right near, but it's close to. Now, Leapers Fork sprung up as one of the trading posts along the trace. It's also the trail that Meriwether Lewis of Lewis and Clark expedition died in 1809. Leapers Fork was also big in the moonshining history as well. And they still have a distillery located there today. Now, I learned about this place from a high school friend that watches my videos. She's lived just outside of Leapers Fork for about 20 years now. She says she will never leave. She says the people are great. It's wonderful. She loves the place. She also says that she has to keep the fact she's from Los Angeles secret, or some of the older locals, they treat her like she's some sort of sexual deviant drug user. Because, of course, if you're older than 60 and live in middle America, you think all of California is a big coke-snorting orgy. Her words, not mine. If you like small towns and hate coke-snorting orgies, this little Tennessee village may be the place for you.
It does look good to
you do go there, go to Puckett's Grocery. So it's a restaurant as well as a grocery store, and it has a roadside gas station. When I say roadside, it is like a bus stop in most cities are. The bus just kind of pulls off the road, you get on. The gas pumps, look right here. See, you just kind of drift over a little bit if you're at the gas pump. Now this place, Puckett's, is really nice, has musicians. On nice summer nights, they actually go outdoors there, and they play music and open mic stuff. It's really neat. This is a really, really cool community. That's why it's number 1 on this list. The history, the people, it's amazing. I'm going to visit there sometime soon, probably next year. If you're in the area, give it a try. Take a look.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most scenic one, is it? There's some, I mean, at the start of it, there was some absolutely stunning ones, wasn't there? But I like the use of space.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
small place, grocery shop, restaurant,
Yeah.
And gas station.
Definitely.
Oh, I just said gas station. I'm turning American. We normally say petrol station.
We do.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, it was really good.
Would you live in most of them?
Most of them, not creepy ones.
Yeah, there's a couple of creepy ones in there. And again, if it's creepy and there's not many people there, it just adds to the creepiness as well, doesn't it? I'm very surprised there's so many towns with under 1,000 people.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
You just, now we've done how big America is and all that.
Yeah, you don't think that.
It kind of makes sense because there's so much land.
Yeah.
But you just think of the big cities, don't you?
You do, yeah.
So smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And I don't know when you guys are seeing this, whether it's the 27th, 28th, or 29th while we're away. But we're recording with 6 minutes to Christmas. So I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Merry Christmas for however many days ago. And hope you had a great Christmas. We'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.